Good evening, everyone. My name is Emer Burke, and welcome to Tea with the Druid 84. And this evening session, I'll be exploring the notion of connection. So as soon as you tune in, just let me know that you're there so that I know that I'm actually talking to somebody and not on my own. Hi, Paul. Welcome. Hi, Penny. I see Marcella. That's good. Ah, ciao, Beth from Abruzzo. Jules, that's great. So I'll just wait for a few more people to tune in before I start. Hi, Daniel. So, a number of weeks ago, on Tea with the Druid, I think it's 72 and 73, Philip was talking about that concerns us all at this time. And he was talking about things that we might be able to do. And he recommended planting trees, which is something that really resonates with me and no doubt resonates with Druids, and not only Druids, but anybody who actually cares for the environment and the planet. And also talking about activism, and we've had the Warriors' Call that was founded a few years ago to deal with fracking. And now, currently, we have Extinction Rebellion, which seems to be a global organization, protesting, making all sorts of demonstrations to highlight the crisis that we're facing and to bring to the fore that this is something that needs to be dealt with. And coming from this is this notion of people defending nature. And that's what these activists are people defending nature. And I'd like to know what you think about this, because it kind of concerns me that that highlights that separation between us and nature. That for me, we are part of nature. And it's nature defending itself. Nature defending nature. And the predominant paradigm, I suppose, that influences the world is that of that notion of people being separate from nature. And how we as humans are superior. And we're the ones with the soul, with the spirit, with the consciousness, and that it is we who hold dominion over the earth. And coupled with that is that Cartesian divide developed by René Descartes in the 1600s, where he asserted the notion of the mind-body split, that these two were separate. Mind was separate from matter, and that the scientists look after matter and the philosophers, I suppose, which includes Druids, look after the mind. And he also viewed animals as machines. So when you have that notion of animals as machines, then they're open to abuse and to manipulation. And it's that worldview that has actually brought us to where we are today, dealing with this emergency, this climate crisis. And along with this Abrahamic view is the notion of we as humans as being intrinsically bad, and that we need a set of commandments or rules to keep us on the straight and narrow path. And this is often mirrored on social media. So it kind of saddens me when I see, we'll say, where somebody has posted something about some damage or destruction done to the environment. And often you'll see in the thread people complaining about how awful we are as humans. We are the worst. We should put down this condemnation of us as humans. And that concerns me. I know we have contributed a huge amount to the damage of the earth. It's not saying that, but that this self-hatred or this abject view of ourselves as humans, I don't think actually helps us. I don't think it helps us to bring about healing for ourselves or for the planet. Carl Rogers, a well-known American psychologist in the 1950s, produced or posited a new paradigm. Up to that, in psychotherapy, people, the models were very influenced by the Abrahamic worldview. And he had come from a fundamentalist Christian background, of course, believing that everybody is intrinsically bad and needs to be controlled. And he challenged that and put forward the viewpoint that people are actually intrinsically good, that we have that innate drive to achieve wholeness, maturity, to achieve our potential, given the right circumstances or the right conditions. And those conditions are about being in relationship with somebody who is genuine, who understands us and accepts us. So, and for me as a psychologist, that is something that informs my own practice as a psychotherapist, that having a relationship is crucial to any of our development. And being seen as being intrinsically good and doing our best to achieve our potential. And coupled with that, I use a strengths-based approach where we don't focus on the problems and deficits of an individual or a situation. That doesn't mean we ignore them. However, we focus on strengths. And the belief is that it's from people's strengths that we find solutions. So this ties up with, for me, a belief that humans are intrinsically good. And if we focus on our relationship with others, focus on our relationships with each other, having supportive relationships, being compassionate, and also being aware of the close relationship we have with nature around us, that we are nature, we are part of it, not something set aside. And when we have that sense of interconnectedness, we don't need to try hard to be good. We don't need to look for altruism. For example, parents with children don't need to strive to have an altruistic streak to look after their children. There's an imperative that allows them to do that. Likewise, if we are aware of that close bond and interconnectedness we have with nature, we don't have to look hard for altruism. There's an imperative in us to strive to connect with nature. So there's a few more people. There's Eunice, Jules. Hi, Jules. Somebody from Michigan, Farmington Hills. Julia Foyle. Oh, I'm pixelating. I don't know what I can do about that, I'm afraid. Hi, Lonnie Shert. So I'm hoping that you can cope with that you can actually hear me, if not actually see me clearly. I am not technically savvy to be able to deal with that. It's raining as well in Three Castles, so that may actually affect the reception here. So the question I have for you is, what might the world look like, or what might we be like, or what might it be like for us if that divide wasn't there, that separation between humans and nature? What would it be like to be part of the forest? What would it be like to be inside the earth, to experience the inside of a beehive, or to be in a fox's den, or a badger's set, or a bird's nest? So I'm inviting you now to explore with me what it might be like to be really in tune with nature and the natural world. So I'll invite you now to find a comfortable position. You may want to sit or you may want to lie down, whichever suits you, just to become relaxed. And if you like, to close your eyes. And as you're sitting or lying down, just become aware of your body. And allow yourself to become more grounded, more centered. Now I invite you to bring your awareness to your breath. Following your in-breath as it enters your body, and following your out-breath as it leaves your body. Remember, with every in-breath, there are possibilities, and with every out-breath, there's a letting go. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And now I'd like you to imagine that you're at the edge of a forest. And I invite you to go into that forest. And you will find a path in front of you. Begin to walk along the path. And notice the trees around you. What kind of trees are there? Notice the color of the leaves, the texture of the bark. Become aware of the sounds that you hear. Maybe the rustle of the wind in the trees, the bird song, or the buzzing of insects. Or the sound you make as you walk along the path. And notice the smells. And feel the texture of the earth beneath your feet. And as you walk along that path, just become aware of the vitality of the forest around you. Feeling that pulsating energy around you. Feeling the life within the forest. And as you walk on ahead, you see a clearing, a small clearing. And in the middle of that clearing stands a tall tree. You walk towards the tree. And you greet the tree. And you sense its spirit. You sense it as a sentient being. You feel its welcome. And if it feels right, I invite you to sit down at the foot of this tree. And you may like to sit with the trunk of the tree against your back. And as you sit there, you connect with the energy of the earth beneath you. Feeling it support you. And bring your awareness to the sky above you. Feeling that sky energy. And bring your awareness to the energy of the trees around you. And now bring your awareness to your breath again. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And if you like, as you sit with your back against the tree, to imagine that you're breathing with the tree. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. At one with the tree. Becoming the tree. You and the tree are one. Feeling yourself grounded. Become aware of your roots, going down deep into the earth and spreading out widely. Allowing your roots to sense the soil, the nutrients, the other roots, roots from other trees, the fungi, all the insect life within the earth. Sensing a water source. Reaching out to all of these and to imagine drawing in the water and the nutrients in through your roots, up to your trunk. And to imagine this channel drawing up the water and the nutrients right up to the trunk, up through the trunk, up to the branches above. And as you reach your crown, you become aware through your branches and your leaves, the sky above you, feeling and sensing the sun, the warmth of the sun, the energy of the sun. And drawing down the sun energy through your leaves, through the process of photosynthesis, drawing down that light energy right down through your branches, down your trunk, so that you have two channels, one from the earth beneath you and one from the sky above you, feeding you, nourishing you, feeling completely at balance with the earth beneath you and the sky above you. And as that tree, become aware of all the life that you support. The caterpillars eating on the leaves, the aphids, all the many insects, the pollinators who pollinate your flowers, the bees, the bumblebees, the wasps, the hoverflies, and the birds who build their nests in your branches. Become aware of the life within you as a tree. Enjoying that close connection with the forest around you, with other plants, with the animals, the insects. And now you allow your awareness of that oneness to fade. Bring your awareness back to yourself, being seated at the bottom of the tree. And looking around you on the earth below you, you notice a little ladybird. Notice her red shell with the black dots. And you watch her. She forages for food. And if you like, I invite you to become small and reach down to her and connect with her so that you and she are one. And you see the world through the eyes of the ladybird, noticing what she sees. The sensation of climbing up a stalk, walking across a leaf, finding some food. What do you taste as this ladybird? What can you smell? What can you feel? And as this ladybird, you notice all the other insects. You see the beetles and the ants, the woodlice, the spiders, all there contributing to the vitality of the forest. Sensing the nourishment you get from being at one with the environment around you, all in perfect balance, in perfect harmony. So now you allow your awareness of that connection with the ladybird to fade, coming back to yourself at the foot of the tree. And you stand up and you give thanks to the ladybird and to all the other insects, and give thanks to the tree for having had that connection with them. And it is time to say goodbye to the forest. You begin to walk back along the footpath, still sensing the vibrance and vitality around you. You come to the edge of the forest and you take one look back in to the depths of the forest, giving thanks for all that you've experienced, and know that you can return there whenever you wish. And you know that you are connected at all times, even though you may not be aware of that connection, but to hold that with you. And now you begin to allow your awareness of standing outside the forest to fade. And bring your awareness back to your physical body, here and now, in your room, seated on your chair, sitting in front of your laptop, your computer, or your mobile phone. And just begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Take a big deep breath. And when you're ready, open your eyes. And so I just see a message on my screen. The video is paused. I hope you've managed to hear me. I'm not so sure. So I will sign off now, and thank you for joining me. I don't even know if you can hear me. So I see some comments. So what I will do is I will go and have my tea, and then I will look at your comments and I will respond. So I thank you all for joining me tonight, and I will respond to your comments later. So I wish you all a very Happy Lunasa. So Luna fui washa yev galer, and many blessings. So bye bye for now. Thank you.